All right, Flash Beats back. Obviously, man, this is a must-win game for the Philadelphia Eagles for a number of reasons. Um, Number one, okay, we right now we're tied with the San Francisco 49ers. All right, both at 10-3. I think the 49ers got any type of tiebreaker over us. If we win, I mean, they beat us in the head-to-head. I think the head-to-head goes over the division thing. So it was us, them, and Dallas. Dallas just lost, just stumbled last night, predictably. I think they'll lose again, so that way we'll have extra cushion on them. I'm not worried about them. They're not built for what's coming up. That I already predicted that. I already said they were going to lose two of those. 49ers though going to lose next week to Baltimore. All right, so when that happens, what we cannot do is lose tonight and then still and then go one game behind them, and then when they lose, they still have like that advantage over us because both of our schedules moving forward from there are going to be equally winnable. You know, um, their schedule was pathetically easy this year. Pathetic. You look at besides the fact that they played us and played Dallas. Other than that, the 49ers, man, they don't play anybody. Their division is trash. The Rams, both Eagles and Cowboys beat the Rams, took care of them. The Seahawks are a disappointment this year, and we better beat them. Uh, then the Cardinals, the Cardinals try, but they're in a trash division. So I expect to win that. We have to win it. I don't know what's going on with Jalen Hurts. Probably caught the oogie woogie from one of them damn Cowboys last week. Playing in that game. I mean, he did the press conference earlier this week. He appeared fine to me. I don't know. They downgraded him to questionable. Questionable guys usually still play. So hopefully he does. Hopefully he's like good enough, man, to do what he has to do. Um, you're not going up against a gauntlet of a defense. I still expect us to put up good numbers. Um, our stupid ass coaches, they need to go out there and run the football. Get back to running the football. There's no shame in running the football. Doesn't mean you're a bad offense if you run the football. Doesn't mean you overplay the quarterback because you run the football. Right? I don't know how many times we have to remind these guys as fans. I know deep down, Nick Sirianni, you, Jeffrey Lurie, you have this false narrative about football that you believe passing teams win and running teams don't. The truth of the matter is football has always been the same. Is that the most balanced teams win. The teams that can run effectively and the teams that can pass effectively are always the best teams. This is why I go to the 90s where you had some of the most perfect teams ever. I go to those, even though we hate them, I go to those Cowboys. One thing about the Cowboys, man, of the 90s, that team Jimmy Johnson put together is that they were the most well-balanced team you've ever seen. That were excellent on offense, excellent on defense, and then on offense they could pass, they could run. You know, um, then you look at the other teams that sprung up out of that era. The Green Bay Packers were excellent team, man, under Brett Favre. When they had Dorsey Levens and Edgar Bennett. And then they had those defenses led by Reggie White and and Craig Newsom and Doug Evans, man, playing corner, and then Bucky Brooks for a minute, and then my man Leroy Butler playing safety, man. Like, dude. And then they picked up Seth Joyner. Like, I'm not gonna go through it, but like, my point is, these are teams that can run the ball, they can pass the ball, and they play strong defense. And then you had the Denver Broncos that came in the late '90s, man. Boy, look, man, y'all young boys don't understand. Shannon Sharp's Denver Broncos with Elway, man, and Terrell Davis and McCaffrey. Y'all talk about McCaffrey, his dad, Ed McCaffrey, a wide receiver, man, with Rod Smith. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Football, man. I really wish football would get back to that. At some point, we got this stupid ass notion, that you don't have to run the ball and just pass and pass and pass. Part of that was ushered in by Andy Reid, who I don't know why people ever looked at him as any type of blueprint. It's not a blueprint, man. Andy Reid can get you some yards, get you a little offense that can win some games, but until he had Patrick Mahomes, the guy was a loser at the highest level. He was. The blueprint should and always should be really the Patriots, man. And the Patriots were tough defensive teams that did what they had to do. You could pass with Tom Brady or you could run the ball if you have to win that type of game. And I thought that's the route the Eagles were going for a minute. I thought we were going a route of being the type of team that can morph and shift and play however you needed to play. And that was the mark of this team's greatness last year. Could run at times, could pass at times. Let people talk shit about, hey, Hurts didn't pass for a whole lot of yards against the 49ers, and he didn't pass a lot of yards against the Giants. Nigga, so what? The way we play is, man, we just coming to beat you, man. We're not worrying about what it looked like on no scoreboard. We're not worried about what it looked like on no stat sheet, man. Y'all can worry about that, man, while you go home and sit on the couch. That was the mentality last year. And that should be the mentality now. You shouldn't be out here thinking a quarterback just because he's getting paid, whatever, $50 million needs to be passing 5,000 yards. Are you paying him for yards or are you paying him for wins, man? Like, what are we doing? And I think we need to figure that out. We need to sit down and have a conversation, and figure that out. Because other than that, I don't see the reason why we get away from the running game. Why we don't invest in a real defense and stuff like that, man. Which starts with the defensive coordinator, starts at the philosophical level. What are you trying to be on defense? What are you trying to be? I give you the simple reason why the Eagles haven't since the 90s had a truly great defense. Now, I know we love the Jim Johnson defenses. There's some of you young guys who don't remember the 80s, late 80s, and the early 90s. Don't remember. That's why a lot of y'all disrespecting Seth Joyner, and you don't understand that defense he was on. You don't know nothing about Eric Allen. You don't understand how important it is for Eric Allen to get in the Hall of Fame. You remember Doc and all of that. Jim Johnson's defense, to me, were never truly great defenses. They were very good defenses, but never truly great defenses to me. And the reason is, at the linebacker position, he never had guys that solidified that. Now, he had great pass rushers at times and absolutely unbelievable secondaries. Unbelievable. Jim Johnson had a secondary. We talking about Al Harris at the slot. You had Troy Vincent, Bobby Taylor, on the end, on the edges. Great. Good pass rushers with Hugh Douglas and Trent Cole and, all of that. But they never had great linebackers. And historically great defenses always have great linebackers. Historically great defenses have always had great linebackers. I don't care if you go back to 85 Bears. You know who in the middle? Mike Singletary. You know who on the edge? Wilbur Marshall. All right? Those are the best players on that team. Good secondaries, good pass rushers, but Mike Singletary, Wilbur Marshall. If you go to the historic Baltimore Ravens, Ray Lewis, Jamie Sharper, Peter Boulware. That was really the reason why that was a historically great defense. Even if you go to the probably Legion of Boom, you're talking about I'm forgetting his damn name. The guy they got now. I remember the old guys, the new guy, the guy they had. Goodness gracious, them playing middle linebacker. And they historically great secondary. My point is, Bobby Wagner. There it is. But the point is, Philadelphia Eagles, what we can hope is that Matt Patricia can at least get these guys to be middling. Just get these guys to be middling and play like a top 10 to 15 defense. If that could happen, I really believe it's over for the league because the Eagles' offense will get itself together. I know Brian Johnson and Nick Sirianni can be boneheads at times to get away from the running game. I know they can. But they do have it in them somewhere where they don't want to absolutely lose, and they know that they can and have to go to it at a certain point. I think they look at the Buffalo game, and you have to take notes with that. You know that if you ever face Dallas again, they need to get a healthy dose of DeAndre Swift, Gainwell, and yes, Rashard Penny. That's what they're going to have to get, man. The hell with these quarterback draws from Hurts. Stop that stupid ass stuff, man. Use the running backs. You know, I get the quarterback draws in scoring situations or in absolute situations where, okay, I got to get the first down, everything else is covered, he takes off, cool. But like predictable draws, you got to get that out the offense, man. But the point is here, if Matt Patricia, who I don't think can do any worse than decide, at least he'll have the respect of the players because he's a veteran. If he could just create a defense that's middling, and I think that starts with, okay, shoring up the run defense, making sure guys like Shaq Leonard are starting. We're not starting Morrow over Leonard, stupid stuff like that. Get these young corners to play more aggressively because some of those Matt Patricia defenses, man, they did have good cornerback play, you know, of Gilmore and other guys like that. So if we can get that going, it will be a big-time help. And how can you really possibly be any worse than what we had? Excuse me, man. Had to walk to the back of the crib real quick. We can get that going. I think we got a good chance of being like a real problem and being the best team in the conference. I don't want to come on here and just rag on, you know, the Cowboys and the 49ers that much because right now I know a lot of y'all don't see it and y'all don't get it. But, like, those teams are going to stumble, right? Whereas we got to win out. 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 I don't want a situation where we got to go at it with the 49ers down the stretch. They have a super blubbery schedule after next week, which they are going to lose, okay? And us, we're going to win out. And this is a chance to get the defense together and a chance to get the offense right, you know, where it needs to be, clicking like a well-oiled machine. And hopefully we can get crybabies like A.J. Brown, you know, to get back on the game, get back where he is. And as far as like what I'm hearing about A.J. Brown possibly, I don't believe a lot of the rumors, man. That's why, like on here, I don't really bring up a lot of the rumors and all that kind of stuff because that takes me off into another thing. I tend to see rumors and I tend to view them different than a lot of people. Like for example, if AJ Brown is really out there, you know, complaining about Hurts to the coach, that's a problem. That's the type of guy you don't really want on a team, you know. For real, if that's what he's doing. Like, how you gonna be his homie and all that, and that's what you're doing? Just go to him and talk to him. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. That's why I look at it, that stuff with a grain of, I take those reports with a grain of salt. I don't know if that really happened. And then he go fumble. Like, come on, man. Of course, Jalen Hurts has to play better. I think he will. But like I said, a lot of that smooth offense, running people over, playing super crazy stuff, comes against the weaker defenses. It just does, man. I know y'all don't like to accept that, but it just does. You know, that's why great defenses are great because they stop offenses. That's what they do. And great offenses put up crazy numbers. Typically, you know, unless you catch like a good defense slipping, typically is against, you know, middling to bottom shelf teams. And that's what we're about to face. So I need to go out there, man, run these guys over, man, tonight. Hopefully we can. Let's see, because the signs I'm looking for are in the defense, man. Are you going to put together any type of schemes that's going to fool somebody? Has someone tricked for a second, thinking twice about where they want to go, forcing them to go to the second route? We need to, man. Need to have it because the Eagles have the talent. There's no doubt about it, man. Got the talent. So look forward to this game tonight, man. I'll get back with y'all. Peace.